making our FED project, we follow the engineering design process, which consists of 5 stages. The first stage is ask, what is the problem? What are the constraints? Then imagine, brainstorm, pick the best idea. Next is plan, make a diagram and get materials. And then number 4 is create, complete the plan and test your design. And then the last is improve, isolate problems and create solutions.
The first stage in the engineering design process is ask. Consider your problem and limitations. For the collapsible bridge, we were challenged to design and build a bridge that must span 5 feet, be self-supporting, and support at least 60 pounds to compete. Some of the constraints that made this difficult were that it could weigh no more than 5 pounds, we could not use any PVC in our design, we had to be able to set up the bridge within 60 seconds, and it had to be able to fit within a 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot box. In making our infographic, we worked together to assess which of our design challenges were most important.
The second stage of the engineering design process is the imagine stage. In this stage, you brainstorm any possible solutions to your challenge. Regardless of the plausibility, all members should suggest all ideas that come to mind. Our research was useful during this stage so that we could select the different aspects of bridge types that would serve our project well as discard those that didn't. A beam bridge wouldn't be able to stay stable when it is broken into sections. A suspension bridge would be too difficult because the anchorages wouldn't fit within our weight limit. Trusses are easy to build, which is attractive with our time limit, but they are very dense, which would be difficult given the weight limit. Finally, we decided on an arch bridge because they transfer stress from the center of the arch to the anchors. They would keep the joints together, they are easy to assemble within our span, and are very strong over short distances.
The next stage is the planning stage. During this stage, we decided on a final design and got ready to start the creating stage. This is where our budgeting came in with a budget of $40. Seeing as we spent $12, this was not a problem. Once final details and measurements were decided for the design and materials were gathered, we were able to start building our bridge.
Now for the creation stage. Now that all the planning is done, the project finally becomes hands-on. It took us 3 trips to the craft center to complete the bridge.
After the initial build, we had a lot of things to improve on. We had to cut a lot of weight, so we spent time drilling out excess wood, and we changed the material from one of our bolts from steel to wood. Our bridge was very unstable due to the loose joints, so we opted to use a string to pull them tighter, as well as enhance the arc-like design we were making. In addition, we glued feet to each end to enhance our stability. Rather than using knots on the cord, we spliced both ends for aesthetics, and because the simple loops would be easier to set up than playing around with knots every time we had to put the bridge together. Another adjustment we made was coloring pieces and the pins so that everything would fit together seamlessly, ensuring easy setup.
We weren't able to compete at FED because our bridge lacked the stability to stand by itself with a burden of 60 pounds. As you can see, however, it is still very strong, just not very stable. With this exception, we met all of our other requirements for the competition. We think this could have been prevented with wider feet and tighter fitting joints.
Looking back on the project, we should have started building earlier than we did so that we could have fixed our joints. Stability was our Achilles heel. We definitely would have benefited from wider feet in addition to the tighter joints. As a group, we worked well together. We had no fallouts during our time.
We would advise future Fed groups to start early because we waited a while and didn't have the time to go back and completely fix some of our bridge's flaws and the loose joints. If we had started earlier, we may have been able to rebuild for more stability. Try your best to stick to your plan. Meeting deadlines will help you avoid the last minute rush that a lot of teams experience and ensure that you can meet all the criteria for competition.